Welcome back to another episode of KZ Tizzle. Tizzle's Tiers. Today we're doing a cereal tier list. Pretty nervous about this one because there's a lot of polarizing opinions on cereals, but let's get right into it. Oops, I gotta really quickly fix this. Okay. So, these aren't gonna be it's gonna be rated based on, yes, I really like this, but does, what's the consensus with the public as well? And you can see that in my first example. For example, Honey Bunches of Oats. I think it might be my favorite cereal. Is it one of the best though? I don't know if the world agrees with me on this. And especially with almonds, it is so good. But I'm gonna have to put it in great tier. Reese's Puffs, another good one. I think this one could be best, but man, there's some really good ones. And honestly, I think it is really good. And I definitely think it's in the best tier. The peanut butter and chocolate go very well with the milk, and they don't sog up as fast as other cereals. For example, Honey Bunches of Oats, it's great, but it sogs up really fast, in my opinion. Raisin Bran, I've only ever had the cereal once, and I can tell you I'm not a big fan of raisins. The bran part, not bad, but fuck raisins. Cocoa Puffs. This is definitely not one of the lesser. Oh wait, no, that's not what I was thinking. I've also only had this a few times, but when I had it, I thought it was okay. I put it in mediocre, to be honest, because I remember having Cocoa Pebbles, and I remember those were better, and I didn't really like Cocoa Puffs that much. Honey Nut Cheerios. If this was regular Cheerios, it'd be lower because you had to add sugar to that shit. But Honey Nut Cheerios were fine as they were. They were exactly what you get. They were a decent cereal. They weren't gonna be anything bigger, though, in my opinion. Chex? Hey, Chex. Eh, they're they're below average, but you can eat them they're like a binge, like, cereal. It's weird to describe what I'm trying to say, but, like, when I made Chex, I made sure to get, like, multiple bowls, because, I don't know, it's not that bad, but it just doesn't really have much flavor. And you could just eat a lot of it without really, like, even noticing, or, like, thinking about it. Life, I had this cereal a few times at my friend's, and I thought it was pretty garbage, to be honest. I thought it was just like a straight rip-off of some cereals. Obviously, that's what some cereals are supposed to be, but just didn't taste that different or that good. This one especially, I really didn't like this flavor, so I'm gonna put that in garbage as well. Speaking of normal Cheerios, they're not that terrible, but they just don't really have any sugar. Yeah, they're kind of like Chex. They taste kind of like Chex at that point, so I'm gonna put them in mediocre, I guess. Cap'n Crunch. This one's pretty decent. I'm not the biggest fan of the berries, but I can recognize that a lot of people do enjoy the cereal, so I'm gonna put it in the great. And same thing with Fruity Pebbles. It's very similar. With the consensus around it. I am one that preferred Fruity Pebbles over Cocoa Pebbles, but maybe I'm in the minority here. I'd say it's a great cereal. It really does sog up very fast though, and that's the problem. It might be a really good cereal, not a great cereal. I don't know. Might have to move this later, but dang, it's tough. I'm gonna put it in good for now. I might change that. Tricks. Um, I did not like the cereal that much. I thought it was okay. I had it like 3 times in my life, and all of them were not very good. I'm not the biggest fan of all the berry shit, whatever. I don't remember much about it, but yeah, it's below average to me. Frosted Flakes. I think I think I'm gonna put that in the best, just because I really do like it. Doesn't sog up that easily, and they're pretty. It's a pretty good cereal. It's what you think of when you think of cereal. I think Frosted Flakes is the first cereal that comes to mind, and it's very delicious, and you get a lot. You get a lot of actual cereal in it. It doesn't mess around, and it's one cereal where I remember, um, my mom put a lot of fruit every time she'd make a bowl for me. When I was young, she'd put like bananas in it. I loved that. And so I probably put it at best. Cocoa Cocoa Pebbles. Polarizing, but I'd say it's a little worse than Fruity Pebbles in my mind, but not that much. So we're just gonna put it in good, on the latter side of good. Mini wheats. Now, let's say, is there a difference between is this the frosted mini wheats? Okay, yeah, this is the vanilla stuff. Vanilla frosting. Now, this is the definition of like your the cereal your grandma or grandparents would have, but I'm gonna be honest, they kind of slapped. They really did slap. If it wasn't frosted, if it was just mini wheats, this would be straight garbage. But that frosting is basically diabetes. It's so good. And I think it bumps it all the way up to great. That might be a little too high for most people's liking, but I think it's a great cereal. And I feel really rejuvenized when I eat it. It's one of the cereals that gets me pumped. Speaking of cereal that doesn't get me pumped, Kix. Tastes like corn, kind of trash. It's okay, but actually it's not okay. It's garbage. It's bad. You have to put sugar on this shit for it to be good. Apologies for my yawning. Cornflakes. I can't really rate it any higher than fucking all the others, so I might put this in the second garbage spot. Wheaties, I unfortunately never had it. If they were to go on this, I'd probably put them in like mediocre garbage just because they sound like just a wheat snack. Rice Krispies, I think these are probably the best garbage. And besides Raisin Bran, I'm gonna be honest, maybe I was a little too harsh on Raisin Bran. I think they might be a the worst of mediocre, perhaps. Because these are all just corn-based cereals. They're all kind of boring. Raisin Bran, if you don't eat the raisins, I'm dead serious. I think it's better, and I think it honestly is pretty good. There's a variant of it called Raisin Bran Crunch, and I think it's a lot better. And then there's also a cinnamon variant, which is really good. Captain Crunch Berries. I've had this once, and I already said that I didn't really like the berries. Now, I just like, it's just weird. You eat it, it's just gross. Gross to me. Now, personal favorite, my number one was actually maybe my number two. because I really do like Honey Bunches of Oats. But I'd have to put Cinnamon Toast in best, and I think that the world agrees with me on this. It's very good. Its brother French Toast Crunch is also pretty good. But I mean, a cinnamon, ah, fuck, a cinnamon flavored cereal, delicious. You can't beat it. You can binge the cereal. It really has good anti-sogginess or soggy resistance because you can eat it um over a, a gradual period of time. What am I talking about? Yeah, it doesn't get soggy as fast as some other cereals. Lucky Charms. This is a tough one for me because I don't know if it's in best, great, or best or great. For me, I think it's probably great. I probably put it in the middle of great. And here's why. Lucky Charms, the marshmallows are so good. If there was a cereal alone, it'd be the best. Be up there with the big boys. But holy shit. The fucking little anchors, or whatever they're called, that taste, they're not like bad tasting by any means, but they just kind of piss you off because you're just like, I want fucking more marshmallows. And then you go searching for the marshmallows in the Lucky Charms cereal. So, shit like that happens, and that's why it's brought down, I think. Ooh, Fruit Loops. I think that this one, I don't know if it's a great cereal. Most people, some people would probably put it in a great cereal. But I'd say it's a good cereal. I'd say it's a very good cereal. And in fact, the best good cereal. It gets a little too soggy, but other than that, it's pretty good. One thing that bothers me and about Fruit Loops is that it's completely there's a bunch of different colors, but they all taste the same. That kind of bothers me. Some people argue that no, they taste different. Like lemon tastes like lemon. It's just I don't believe that's actually true. I think they all just are supposed to taste the same, and it might just be like placebo or something because it's based on a color and they're associating it with lemon or something. Apple Jacks. This one's tough. Which one? Where do I put it though? Hmm. Is it great? Maybe. Maybe. Is it? If it's great, I think it honestly is better than Fruity Pebbles though, or Fruit Loops. So I think I put it at the end of great. Oatmeal Squares. Never had this one. Tough. Okay. Pops. I did have this one, and it might be a I remember the commercials with like the weird thumb like puppet actors. So it's definitely a mediocre for me. I think it's better than these like cornflakes or yeah, cornflakes or like wheat shit because I don't know. I definitely eat the cereal a lot more than the other cornflake ones, and I don't know. I think it just went well with the milk. Might just be complete bullshit, but whatever. And last but not least, Cookie Crisps. Or is it Cookie Crisp or Cookie Crisps? It's definitely with the S, right? I can't tell. Cookie Crisps. I eat the cereal a lot. At one point, I would say it was really, really good. Now, I don't think it's. I think it's a good cereal, but I don't think it's like. I don't think it's best or great. And the reason why is because the advertisements. They make it seem like it's a dang cookie. But then you put it in the milk and I mean it's pretty big for like a cereal like a cereal particle if I must say. But it just doesn't really taste like a cookie and it just tastes like I mean, I guess it kind of tastes like a cookie, but it's just something's off about it, and it's just kind of like disappointing to not really get that cookie taste. So that's where I'd have to put it there. Now, do I want to make any adjustments before I end the video? I don't think so. I think this is my definitive list. Maybe Honey Nut Cheers over Fruity Pebbles, perhaps. Yeah, that's probably good. And then Cocoa Crisps. Yeah, right here. I'm not the biggest fan of Cocoa Pebbles, but I can understand that most people aren't. And mediocre, the top of mediocre does not need to be checked. I completely haven't. I'm not even organized this yet. The top of mediocre could be Trix, Cocoa Puffs, Cheer. Yeah, that's pretty good. And Captain Crunch saying that life is the worst. Nah, I think Kix is pretty bad. Cornflakes is pretty terrible. So that's saying that's the best of the worst. Yeah, it's probably the best of the worst. Okay. Well, let me know if you liked the video. Tell me what I did wrong. I think it's a pretty decent list, but that's just me. Thanks. Casey Tizzle out.